Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, here we are. So, been off for a couple of days, dealing with some other stuff. Again, big projects. Last week was super busy for me. But here we are. In an age of interesting things, and I say this because suffering is starting. Stock market's down 900 points as of yesterday, I think, technically. Not this morning, hasn't started yet. Maybe it has. Top business leaders are to meet with Trump. What's curious to me is how they weren't trying to rein him in when he was going back and forth in the first place on these stupid tariffs. Like, hey, uncertainty means that people will hoard money. I don't know if you guys know anything about how the stock market works, other than, it's a giant casino in a way, but when the market gets nervous, it does what any person would do, and they start selling because they want to hoard their cash, right? You gotta think about it. If, hey, things don't look so hot, we're not putting money into it, we're taking money out because we get nervous. It all depends on what type of investor you are, of course, because there's other investors that will charge ahead, and we all know that when there's blood in the streets, buy property, right? That's a famous maxim. World War II, probably earlier than that. But a lot of people are getting nervous, and they're pulling out. Like your mom should have done. Oh, sorry. Like your dad should have done. Just being funny. So where are we now? Here's my thought process on this. Obviously, somebody's pulling the strings behind Trump. Oh yeah, and Elon lost $100 billion too, or some shit like that. I don't think he cares. I think the numbers were, even if he loses $100 billion, or even if he lost all of Tesla stock, he's still worth, I think, $280 billion. So it's like, yeah, you lost half your wealth, but you're ridiculously like wealthy. So I don't even know, how does the guy have like a fucking company of just accountants that handle his shit? How does that even work? I have no idea. He's got to have some sort of like financial architect that makes that shit happen, because how the hell do you keep track of all of that crazy shit that's happening? It's a lot of crazy shit. Seriously. All that stock, all the other stuff that you got going on. How do you track that? Side note and tangent. Anyway, let's get back to the market. So people are starting to feel the suffering, and the interesting thing is, how far is the suffering going to go? Are we going to be able to rein Trump back in, and he does a bunch of introductory dumb shit instead of getting to the really debilitating shit? I'm not sure he knows, not because I think he's dumb, but I think it's because he was convinced by whatever, master he has, whether or not that's Russia, whether or not that's Elon or Peter Thiel, whatever, however you pronounce his name. I'm not sure when the chips are down, he's going to fully commit to that. And this is why. He's a sociopath. He loves to be fawned upon and, praised. He wants his name on buildings. That's his MO. That horrendous video of Gaza Strip. Trump Gaza #1 type of thing, which is fucking crazy. But when he starts getting yelled at, when the answers are asked and demanded, he's going to look for a scapegoat. How soon do you think it is before he realizes, fuck it, I'm the president and I'm going to turn on Elon? This is interesting to me because we're going to see, and we've already seen a little bit of this cabinet infighting. Rubio dared to stand up to Musk in a cabinet meeting, and they started yelling shit back at each other. So the real question is, it's kind of like Trump's first presidency. How far can he push things? Because for a while there, it looked like he was going to break it. And now things are starting to slow, right? He was pushing it fast and far, but now the courts have caught on saying, you can't fire this person, you can't fire that, you can't do this, you're not a king. So far. I mean, we haven't seen him push back on the courts. But what the question I have is, will he settle into some sort of normalcy? Which, I don't know. That's bad too. And here's why. If he breaks the system a little bit, gets scared, and then doesn't continue, then the system is broken a little bit. And we know that it's broken a little bit. We're going to do our best to try and fix it because it's a little bit broken. But those things are going to be damaged. Reputations and all sorts of stuff. I mean, look at what they're doing to the F-22 program. The F-35 program, whatever the fuck, whichever one it is. They said somebody let it loose that there's a kill switch inside the jet. And now they're trying to walk it back going, no. There's not a kill switch. There's just... we make sure due to operational security that, like, the U.S. is the end point for that jet. Which rightly upsets a lot of people. This is like Apple saying, we're going to do whatever we want with your iPhone. You can get mad. You go, that's my iPhone. I fucking paid for it. The data on it is mine. And Apple goes, no, we're going to disable that at any time we feel like it. It's happened before, and you get irrationally mad at that. Imagine if you're paying billions of dollars for a fucking jet. Especially military equipment that could drop dead in the sky. Plus, that looks bad if you've got some sort of traitor in office who wants to shut down your jets when you're going against an enemy. You cannot trust that, and now we have our trade partners going, oh, look, we're going to develop our own programs. Great, that's awesome. That's the art of the deal, because now you assholes have completely screwed that deal over in the sense that they don't want to buy those jets anymore. There goes more of America's soft power. Now, I'm not a warmonger or anything either. I just find that, like, that would ruin business opportunities for those jet makers and those people that are supporting that program. If you say, oh, hey, that's okay because they're weapons. Well, now we're going to deal with a new class of weapons from somebody else. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? You tell me, but we're losing the control of that narrative very rapidly. And I'm all for, by the way, country's independence. If Italy wants to come out with a jet, and so does Britain, and I mean, shit, they came out with the P-51s and all sorts of cool stuff, more power to them. I mean, yeah, they will be independent and operationally independent. It's just we are losing our advantage that we once had. That is what doesn't make sense to me, right? And if you're like, okay, cool, lose that advantage, that's cool too, but we're losing billions of dollars. That would go somewhere, all right? I'm not saying it wouldn't get ripped off by CEOs and all sorts of stuff, but it's coming in. It's trickling down a little bit. Some of us peons get a few laps of that, right? Not me, of course. Not you. Somebody does. So anyway, if we break it a little bit, it's not a good thing. I feel like we need to break it all the way so that we can fix it, right? Or do we just, consider this whole first couple weeks like a crazy amount? Somebody muzzles Trump, slaps him up, duct tapes him to a chair, and then, we continue on with our lives relatively unscathed. I don't know. We're getting to that point, though. And I really do wonder where Trump's going to keep pushing. Is he going to betray his masters for himself, which typically sycophants always do? He will, at one point, turn on Musk. We know it's coming. If you didn't think it's coming, it's coming. It's coming. We just don't know when or where. Even if Musk, I paid you, right? And this gives you power over me? That's for Batman. No, Bane. Where is it coming? Or is Trump going to keep pushing and doing what they say? I mean, they wanted to break the system. They've since sort of slowed on this breaking. We have to see who really, truly pushes further. I don't think Trump's got it in him. I got to be honest. I don't. When people start calling for heads and they start freaking out even further, and the entire country is demonstrating against him, I think he gives up. I know he gives up. He's never finished a project before like that. When he can't feel cool, like he's muscling his way around, he'll lose it. That's just how far does he get before he loses it. So that's the question. And everything that we're doing, we need to keep doing. Keep pushing back. Keep showing the will of the people. Keep showing us as Americans, as citizens. There's lots of protests that are not covered. I'm really kind of surprised by the media. I'm surprised by the fact that they are such opportunists, because they've fallen lockstep with certain things, and then other things they've turned around and been like, yeah, we're one of the people. Oh, no, you're not. Now, we know that media is bought and paid for. That's obvious. It's never been more obvious than today. I was surprised by a couple of things, like that whole CBS lawsuit where they just paid Trump. It's like basically a bribe. And then Trump thinks he can demand things. I demand Rachel Maddow be fired. Yeah. But this is, again, where we push back. This is the room for opportunity of us saying, no. Because this is the type of country we are. I don't know if I don't think we've found our balls quite yet. I'll be honest. I don't think we have. I don't think the chips have come quite there yet. They're getting there. They're getting there. It's been pretty crazy, and it's getting there. I'm not sure if we're there yet. We'll know when we're there. That's the real truth, isn't it? But anyway, make sure you guys prep a little bit. Stay safe. Go for a run. Focus on your health. Focus on your nutrition. Do the best you can with what you have where you are, right? That is the ultimate maxim. Words to live by.